All right, hey Kat. So, kind of want to summarize what we did today and then what I think the next couple weeks might look like for you. Again, I like to categorize everything into three groups: inflammation, mobility, and strength. Obviously, the thing that's kind of kicking your butt the most right now is the swelling and the inflammation. So, I think the easiest, lowest hanging fruit there is to sneak a couple more ice sessions in. Again, I usually don't worry too much about the timing on the ice. Even 5 minutes will make a difference on that knee, as we saw today, really. And just try to up your frequency. If you can sneak one in the morning, wonderful. Sneak one in around lunch, couple after work, one before bed. If you can get that 4 or 5 times a day, I think you will see a huge reduction in symptoms. Most important is going to be obviously the after work and that right before bed, that 20 minutes before you lay down. Try to get a good ice session. If you want to combine that with the TENS unit, be my guest. But that's going to be just the kind of the easiest thing right now to kind of keep the pain and the swelling going down. Obviously, they look good at the moment. I'm okay wearing, obviously, keep on the tape for a couple days, reapply over the weekend if needed. I'm okay with wearing your brace, but my hope is over the next few days you can maybe make some more educated decisions on try to go without the brace for a couple hours, challenge it a little bit, wear the brace when necessary, like work and chores, and then ibuprofen, up to you. That's going to just be very much day dependent right now, but it doesn't sound like you're going to go without here for maybe another week or so. Then you can probably start to wean away. From a mobility standpoint, really not too bad. Love that terminal extension. What I would do when you do ice, I do like kind of that passive, let the ice drop that knee for you and get some full extension. You really have full extension right now, so it's really just trying to maintain. We're not necessarily trying to, don't crank down, try to gain more, but just when you can, try to rest that thing in full extension. And then now, the next step, now that you've achieved full extension, now it's activating the quad in that range. So if you want to beat it up a little bit, elevate a little bit lower leg, ice on the knee, and then while it's icing even, just try to activate that quad. If that's too much tension, understood. But just hopefully that quad wants to wake up now when you're in extension. The other mobility, let me jump over here, is going to be that kind of that assisted bending. I know you said you were doing this on the stairs before, which is great. Problem is those stairs are a little lower, so then you're putting a little bit more pressure on the knee, a little more weight bearing. Wonderful when we want to start getting into strength, lunging, all that. I'm really just doing this for general mobility. So I want the foot up pretty high, use some hand support to take a little bit of weight off, and then really it's just more gliding than anything. Just getting some stretch, easy, very limited weight bearing or compression on that knee. Just easy peasy. To me, whole lot better than just, flexing it up. You're not getting a whole lot more benefit. This one, your knee gets used to that compression and that weight bearing a little bit more. So I love this one, just kind of throughout the day, sprinkle it in, just when you're feeling a little stiff and achy. All right, now to strength. We got a few options. What typically, for most people, the easiest is going to be, again, kind of a little bit of a quad set in this position or that terminal lockout. Obviously, tender today, touchy today. So don't beat it up. When you're doing this, I want 99% of the effort or the sensation to be muscular, very little in the knee. If you're getting more in the knee, again, you can kind of build this up, throw a pillow, throw a towel, roll up a little bath towel or something. Maybe that becomes a little bit more comfortable. If it's painful, just quit it. We have better options. But eventually, just want to be able to rock those quad sets. Another thought is just go slow when you do these, because again, this quad's a little bit slow at the moment. So you almost have to kind of a little mind-body connection there, wake it up. Make sure you're going really slow and giving that quad enough time to really contract fully. That should take some pressure off down here. If even slow, it's still painful, not worth it. Try it again in a few days. My other two favorites for strength right now are going to be one, just standing. First, we talked about kind of weight shifting, right? So weight shifting, you're getting better at putting weight on that right leg. Now I want you to be all right leg and then just work on locking and unlocking. Just quad control in weight bearing in a challenging position. That's plenty. If you can knock out a dozen of those every hour on the hour, awesome. Quad's working, everything's happy. More challenging than that, this one's not going to be every hour on the hour. This one might be just once a day or twice a day. Get to your stairs, hold on like crazy, and just really work on that full lockout. Again, a little more challenging. We're not doing squats yet. We're not doing lunges yet. We're not doing going down the stairs a whole lot yet. Just really working on forcing that leg through extension. So I love that. Other than those, so again, inflammation, I'm back. Inflammation, ice, tape, brace, Advil, and just general take her easy. For mobility, love that chair stretch, love icing and extension. And then strength, we got table stuff where you can just kind of squeeze and light kick. We got standing, lockout, and we got kind of a forward step up, very short, very casual. A couple other notes. I like the retro treadmill. Maybe after a good ice session, or that might even be better early in the day before you have all that post-work soreness, end of the day soreness. That might be a good kickstart. So if you can think of it, maybe an 8 a.m. Backwards treadmill for 3-4 minutes, I can see that being beneficial. Again, you want this sensation quad and not knee. So you just gotta kind of try it for a minute, see where you're feeling. If it's more knee than quad, slow it down. And if it's still not working, you're not there yet. But again, I see things like the backwards treadmill and the short arc kicks. They weren't great today, but man, by Saturday, you could be rocking them. So just keep trying them every couple days. And then we also talked about piriformis and glute medius. So obviously on a couch or a bed, you can get into this piriformis stretch and play around and get all of that posterior hip tightness out of the way. And then my favorite one that we did today for that glute medius was more of a staggered leg. You're stretching behind, the right leg's gonna be behind, and then you kick those hips out. That's gonna be really good for the outer hip. That's those secondary pains. That's the hip being angry because you're limping. I know the hip flexor gets a little angry because of limping. We know the calf gets tight. You can stretch all that stuff to your heart's desire. The primary stuff in the knee, getting that gait pattern right, that's obviously gonna be the most important, which I really think you're maybe a few days to a week away from normalizing that. So all that secondary hip tightness, leg soreness should go away pretty soon, I'm hoping. I hope that's a fair plan. Again, that's enough to work on over the next week or two to get you to the next phase. I'm hoping here, again, in a week's time, walking with minimal limp. The swelling hopefully keeps going the right direction. Swelling down will help you get to that full bend. So really in a week or 10 days, my goal would be minimal swelling, full passive range of motion, and that quad starting to wake itself up and you're starting to be a little more powerful or forceful with that quad. When that's the case, then we get to come in here and challenge these movements a little better. We start talking down the stairs instead of up the stairs. We start talking a little bit more depth with knee bend, lunge, squatting, that kind of work. And in some of those Peloton classes, we can start to give green light to a few more movements. So I hope it helps. Keep me posted because I'm going to be curious. You know that. And it was so good seeing you today. Take care, dear. Bye.